Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today C3 Nick gave us a good little reminder that I think is pretty timely. I think this is an older tweet of his. In fact, let me look. Yeah, this is something he tweeted a while back. I don't know if he had redone this tweet or if somebody had retweeted. I don't know where I saw it, but it popped up on my screen today, and so it reminded me of something. Last week, or the last few days, all we've been hearing about is, it's the end of the world. David Schwartz has sold some of his XRP and all this. Well, this right here is what Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin, actually did during the last run-up, and literally told he's telling the people that hold Litecoin to hold on. Meanwhile, right around that time, he's selling it, and this is the proof. Something for Charlie Lee fans out there. Here's an interesting piece of information to look at. He told his followers to hold on for dear life while he began to sell. And these are actual tweets that you should see. And this is Charlie right here. It says Charlie Lee at Satoshi Light is his handle. Hold on for dear life. This is what a rocket ship to the moon feels like. To those that claim that I sold at the all-time high, now this was on, if you look, December the 8th at 9:10 p.m. And then in this tweet, he says, to those that claim that I sold at the all-time high, I actually did not. I sold in 3 separate times, 12/8. So on the same day that he's telling people to hold on, this is what a rocket ship feels like, he sells his first of 3 sales. I mean, that's unbelievable when you think about it. And then on 12/11 and then on 12/18, he says the average price that I got was $205. It's nobody's business at what price I sold my Litecoin at, but I got tired of all the sold at the all-time high hate. Well, everybody's trying to make a big deal out of David Schwartz. David Schwartz has never been anything but upfront about anything. And so you want to see something that's kind of shady. This is shady, not what David Schwartz and his wife following an investment plan that they have. So anyway, moving along, this is from Mark Yusko. We are in the equivalent of 1995 for the trust net today. The blockchain era is coming, and there is no way to stop it. The consensus is that Bitcoin and crypto will fail, just like they thought internet would fail. They will be wrong again. And he's tweeting this out. This is interesting. This is a tweet from this guy, Proof of Steve. When internet was first used, they thought it wouldn't go beyond an encyclopedia. We didn't have all the answers. Now, folks, this rings true. I can remember when I was growing up, my parents had a set of encyclopedias on the shelf in my house. That's how I did book reports. Until the internet, a lot of you don't think about that kind of thing. Until the internet, that's how we did book reports. So we went to the library and things like that. Once the internet was here, you could write anything on anything because the information was everywhere. We didn't have all the answers. Blockchain and Bitcoin will develop use cases we cannot fathom. Be patient and sure, the smartest people in the world are working on it. Answers will come as we evolve. And this is a Newsweek 1995, why the internet will fail. I'm uneasy about this most trendy and oversold community. We're promised instant catalog shopping. Just point and click for great deals. Stores will become obsolete. So how come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? Now, what this reminds me of, and I went to try to find the video, but some of you will remember it. Not too long ago, there was a lady, and she was a Swift executive. And I can't remember who she was being interviewed by, but she was asked by the person interviewing her if she felt threatened by Ripple. In so many words, did she feel threatened by Ripple, or was Ripple a threat to Swift, and Her response is almost exactly like this. So how come my local mall does more business in an afternoon than the entire internet handles in a month? That was her answer. She talked about how the answer is more or less in the business that Swift is doing today versus Ripple. There's really no comparison, and that was the point she was making. Well, guess what? Keep on thinking that. Okay. And next, this is also about that internet period from XRP Rainbow at Kenny Pattis01. We're still at the beginning, and they copied me on this, so I thought I'd feature it. But it has to do with the internet as well. And this is the tweet. It says, here, this is a guy, he says, small thread on our website, which was started on this day in 1994. In 1994, there were 3 million people online. Today, there are 4,353 million people online, according to IWS. The Internet Archive did not exist in 1994, so the oldest copy of our site that they have is from 1996. I believe we were the first security company on the web. Companies like Microsoft, IBM, and Apple did not have a website. And obviously there was no Google or Wikipedia back then. We are the 17th website. We were the 17th website in Finland and somewhere amongst the first 2,000 websites in the world. And then here's the announcement. Here's the original announcement. I post this, and he says in here, here's an example. Here's how we explained how to access our brand new website. Note that Netscape did not exist, so you didn't have Internet Explorer, Netscape, any of that. Also note that Windows did not have TCP/IP built in yet. This is how they had to explain how to go to a website at that time. Kind of reminds you of how now we have to explain things like how to send XRP and do you need a destination tag, do you not? As I've said before on this channel, when the history books are written, you and your rich XRP holding friends will look back on these days and you'll laugh about, oh, you remember those long addresses we used to have? Because in the future, it will only be like usernames, and usernames you'll have probably one username where you can flow through all the digital currencies with the use of your username. Or I'm not sure, how could I know how this is going to pan out? There's a million ways it could pan out, but that's just kind of what sounds like it would work to me. But I don't believe 10 years down the road we're going to be having to deal with these long serial numbers and all this stuff. That just doesn't make any sense. That's not how you're going to get mass adoption, because your average person is not going to get that, I don't think. Anyway, moving along. This is from XRP Veteran at XRP_Veteran. And he's linking to a really interesting article. I'm not going to go through it, but you should go check it out. Why XRP needs Xcurrent. The next time you hear Ripple announce another partner that is using Xcurrent, do not be dismayed. Realize that Ripple is doing exactly what it should, building another corridor for XRP liquidity. And when you hear all those with fear, uncertainty, and doubt say, but it's just Xcurrent, banks will never use XRP, you can just smile consciously aware that the XRP game plan is being played perfectly, knowing that XRP needs Xcurrent to succeed. And he's linking to a blog. Now, this blog is on XRP Community Blog. This one's from Big Bakor, and he did this on June 9th of 2018. You can go and you can find it on that blog site. Why XRP needs Xcurrent. It's a very, very thorough article, and you need to go and check it out if you don't have a very good understanding of this. Okay, from Sean Michael at Michaels_Mr. sent this tweet. The U.S. government is expected to raise its blockchain spending to $123.5 million by 2022, an over 1,000% increase compared with $10.7 million spent in 2017. Blockchain spending among state and local governments is also expected to grow almost 1,000%. And that's from this article on Cointelegraph. I think that speaks pretty clearly about where things are going, folks. Okay. And then this is from Warren Davidson. He's the one that sponsored the Token Taxonomy Act. He did I guess this is an op-ed in thehill.com. And he says America's failure to provide legislative certainty for digital assets will have profound and long-lasting implications America's role is actively being diminished. Time for deeds, not words. And the article he says blockchain could spark a renaissance economy. I agree. It started with just him and one other congressman, and now he's got 4 or 5 or 6 that are co-sponsoring this with him, is what the article said. Okay, from RJ, here's one more chance for XRP to do its move. I will actually be concerned if it does not pump like every other crypto has in 2019. And he's looking at this. Now, we've been seeing this chart. I've seen this same chart passed around several times over the last few weeks. It says, if there's a chance for XRP to explode higher, this chart and markings show the setup and potential. If XRP is the last to start climbing, it clearly would take the last winner status. And so everybody keeps saying that it could literally explode from this what I think they call a symmetrical triangle, and it keeps forming this triangle over and over and over from what I've read. So we'll see. And next, this is from King Solomon at XRP_Al. SEC agenda for May 31st FinTech Forum is out, and they've posted this, but Darth Ripple summed it up pretty good. Replying, Darth, that's at Ripple Darth. He says IBM, R3, Fidelity are on the panels, and I thought that those were the most interesting ones. Next, I didn't mean, let's see. I meant to put this over, well, I don't know where I meant to put it. But anyway, let me see who gave me this. It was Brian Melancholy that gave me this, at MikeHoncho_11. And he sent this tweet, and this was interesting because this is the first time I think that I've seen, other than just put the report out, Ripple commented on it. And what they said here has to be significant. The Q1 2019 XRP markets report shows low volatility, steady volume, and diverse growth across the XRP ecosystem. And so I wanted to go and take you to this and show it to you. This is their Q1 2019 XRP markets report. Ripple sold 169.42 million of XRP, and then they go through and they show you all the different things going on. Their sales, if you look compared, Q1 2019, 169.42 versus 129.03 in Q4 2018. And as you go down, it talks about their sales, their escrow activity. These are the spring significant developments from key companies focused on projects building and utilizing XRP and the XRP Ledger and ILP. All these are spring investments: Bolt Labs, Forte, Kava, XRPL Labs, and then the XRP commentary about the volatility. And then as you go down, they talk about the 19 new exchanges in XRP exchanges. And then RippleNet, reset during crypto winter. The industry has referred to the past several months as the crypto winter after a long bear market. During this time, blockchain and crypto companies, especially those without a clear use case or utility, were forced to shift business and product goals or abandon their project. Overall, this is positive for the industry as legitimate businesses gain traction and scams and non-businesses fall by the wayside. Exactly. And then let's see. Then they've got, institutional interest in Q1. Regulatory activity. They talk about different regulatory activity going on around the world. That's about it. Let me see this. Okay. Next, I wanted to show you this. This is about Pundi, okay? And the token, which I own some of, is NPXS. Apparently, there's an airdrop that you can take part in on this. And this person right here, SAS, anyone else here owns some NPXS? This is the first I've heard of a conversion. If it's optional, what's the point in doing it? Anyone know? The conversion is optional. You can keep NPX for sure. Now, down here, Javi Gonzalez said this, and this kind of helps out understanding this. I would recommend move to X Wallet. You get the airdrops, and staking FX every month based on the amount you own is free. So you got the airdrop plus the FX tokens for staking the NPSX on the X wallet. No doubt for me. if you are going to hold, move to X wallet, double profits. So apparently you can participate in this airdrop that I think continues till March 2019. So I went to Pundi X to find out about this X wallet. What you do is you can go to pundix.com, and then up at the top, click on X wallet, and you'll get this page. And it shows you what you need to do, how to do it. And then at the very bottom down here, right here, in this blue section, it says a guide to staking NPXS, NPXS-EM, or for FX tokens. So you can click here and it'll take you, and there's an article that's all about how to take part in this. So that's how you can go and get involved in that. And finally, I wanted to show you this from Ripple Press. More adoption of digital assets. This is big. Tron partners with Liverpool Football Club. Premiership on blockchain. Today's Gazette. And basically, the way I read it is that the Tron logo is going to be on Liverpool's jerseys. And that is huge. For those of you that are soccer fans out there, you know better than any of us how big this would be. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that Tron will now have their logo on Liverpool's football club. Thanks for listening. On their jerseys, that is.